I have never spoken about this high yield monthly paying dividend ETF before on the channel, but that ends today. We are talking about ticker SBAR or SBAR from SPYI ETFs. This is the first auto callable ETF along with its sister fund XV on the market. They've been trading for quite a bit of time now, so we're going to break them down and take a look and see if these fit your investment style. The Simplify Barrier Income ETF. I always get excited talking about new funds on the channel, especially one that has a 13% yield and again pays out monthly. Love that. And it also has a sister fund, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So this fund is, again, the first auto-callable fund, and we've seen so many more auto-callables hitting the market, and the structure of this fund is really important. So we're going to start with the key information, explain a little bit about it, and then we're going to look at a picture that's going to showcase how these funds really work. And I'm going to use my cheat sheet that I've created to explain it in a way that hopefully is easy to understand. Now, if you have more experience with options, then you probably will understand it a little bit easier, but I'm going to try to break it down in a simple way. And huge shout out to SPYI for helping me understand how these auto callable funds work because they were very new to me. So SBAR. This fund is going to offer a distinct source of monthly income. That's the goal by selling a 30 barrier put option. And I know you're probably saying, what is a 30 barrier put option? We will get to that in just a moment. In exchange for accepting the risk of a loss defined by the 30 barrier level, investors can expect higher levels of income than what can be found in traditional fixed income products. And if you guys are dividend focused, if you are living on your dividends, or if you want to one day, you know that higher levels of income is a very key metric that we're looking for. And lastly, unlike the traditional bond or equity funds, the downside threshold is defined ahead of time, allowing investors to make an informed investment decision based on a quantifiable personal risk level. So what we're going to do now is look and see how this fund actually functions with a video from SPYI. Now, before we dive into how these barrier funds work, I want to also mention it's different than a covered call fund, which I think is a really big pro in regard to these funds. You are able to diversify outside of that covered call asset breakdown. Now, what we're seeing here is the example of a 30% downside barrier, which is what SBAR uses. So at 30%, they have to drop by 30%. If they drop by 30% on the expiration day, or if they're down 30% by the expiration day, you're safe. If it falls below that 30%, say it's down 31% on the expiration day, the contracts are 1 year long, by the way. If it falls below that, that's where you're at risk to the downside of the underlying. So what you can look at this is, oh, well, the options are going to expire next week and my underlying is down 20%. That's no problem. You're going to be fine. Oh, they expire next week. My options are, my asset is down 32%. That's where you have some risk. But as long as it bounces back up before the expiration day, you are safe and you generate that premium regardless. Now, one issue when it comes to these barrier funds is the fact that you are not going to get the price appreciation, of course, that you would with simply holding the underlying, depending on how it's performed. And so that's the same with covered call ETFs. That's where these are a bit similar, but you can still have some price appreciation. So SBAR is unique in how it functions. And the other fund, which is ticker XV, is for higher risk investors. Instead of doing the 30% downside barrier, it's going to target that 15% distribution rate, which is amazing. So if you are okay with a little bit higher risk, there you go. And the thing that shifts between XV and SBAR is this barrier, the 30% downside barrier on XV could be 22%, which of course is a little bit higher risk because something can fall 22% or be down 22% at the expiration of the contract. Continuing on with how these funds work, there's some key information that needs to be stated. So again, that contract length is 1 year in time, but they do something called laddering. And laddering means it's not investing in a single barrier option. They can actually write these options consistently. So there's more diversification. And even in a catastrophic bear market, which is unlikely, we haven't seen one of those in quite a long time, it's not likely that all the options will break the barrier due to their staggered nature. So that's a very interesting way that these funds work. But I also want to mention that SBAR, the underlying, is 3 indexes. It's not a single stock. It's not a single index. It's the Russell 2000, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ 100. Now, one risk, though, is if one of those assets falls below that 30% barrier, you are at risk of the loss. You are going to have to pay out for whatever the downside was. And you still get that premium, but it is just a risk that needs to be noted. Now, something else, another big benefit to these auto callable options is that if all three underlying indices have a positive return on a monthly basis, the options will automatically be called. It's a benefit because that means that they are able to sell options again and again. So, thus, you can income stack, increasing your returns. And so, we've talked about how this fund works. I hope I gave a good explanation, but I want to showcase the distribution history. Let's see this thing in action. What has it been paying out to investors? Now, I want to take a moment before we dive into the distribution history and thank the sponsor of this video, SPYI ETFs. Now, I'm thanking them not only for sponsoring the channel that helps me do my challenges and all these different things, but for also showing me how these funds work, because there is a level of complexity that I was not anticipating, and they've been really gracious in helping me understand the function of these, and so I can explain it better to you, hopefully. So thank you, SPYI, for sponsoring this video. And again, their YouTube channel is going to be in the description below. Okay, distributions. Their last one has fallen slightly. We have 25 cents for the last payment, but before that, it was pretty consistent at roughly 28 cents every single month. This is going back all the way to what, June of 2025. These are still relatively new funds, so I'm curious to see how they function in different markets, where they're going to outperform, where they're going to underperform, but it is really cool seeing how consistently they have been paying out, again, with the caveat of the last payment. So if you're looking for a monthly payer that's different than all the covered call ETFs you already have in your portfolio, I recommend you do some research, do some due diligence on SBAR and see if it's a good fit for you. But now we're going to talk about what everyone wants to know about this fund. How is it performing? Now, a few key details I want to talk about with this fund before we look at the performance is the expense ratio, 0.75%, which is very average, a little bit below average, I would say, for the high income sector. Now, another important factor is the AUM. I always talk about the assets under management of these funds. And SBAR has an AUM of over $261 million. These funds are growing in popularity, not only SBAR and XV, but auto callables in general, because it's just something that is new and different. Now, will it continue? Only time will tell, but I'll be watching really closely because the performance has been pretty amazing. Looking at SBAR, we have the orange, which is our price return, or NAV. This is what the value of the fund has been doing, how it's been trending. And then we have our total return, which also factors in those distributions. Now, because it only launched in April of 2025, we can see the price return and total return fluctuating quite a bit. And then we see that price return actually underperform total return as the dividends have been stacking up. Now, what we're sitting at now is a very hefty price return of 2.81%. which by itself may not seem super spectacular. It's a little bit lackluster, but the distributions make a massive difference because this fund is focused on paying those distributions. The total return we're looking at, which again, it hasn't even been trading for an entire year, is 14.33%. This is a major factor. It's paying out a lot, enough to where that price return is still helping. It's still benefiting that total return, but the income is the main focus of this fund. And again, if you're looking at this and I want something, and you're saying I want something a little bit riskier, look at ticker XV, another option with a little bit higher risk tolerance for maybe those that are more aggressively investing for retirement, for growth, for whatever reason. But I do hope you guys found this video informative and educational. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I want to say thank you once again to SPYI ETFs for sponsoring.